Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Precious Metal Summit Europe. It's day 2, and we have now GoldMining here with us with Amir Adnani. Amir, hi, and good morning to Vancouver. How are you?
Good morning, Jochen. I'm excellent. How are you doing?
Perfect. 31st interview, as I told you up front, but we are not tired here, definitely. Yeah, so let's go into medias res, GoldMining. I mean, everybody's aware of your company. So I would suggest we talk a little bit about 2020 and especially 2021. So 2020 was like an interesting year for GoldMining because you added, I think, a world-class team to the company due to the foundation of Gold Royalty.
It really has been it's been an exciting year. It's been a transformative year for GoldMining. It's unfortunate that this progress is obviously happening within the backdrop of a lot of challenges that the world and we're all facing with the global pandemic and just not being together in person and all the issues that the whole world is dealing with in 2020. But nonetheless, as we all know, this has created an economic environment that is that I don't think even the biggest gold bulls could have dreamed of. The record amount of debt and paper printing, the fiat currency debasement that has been going on is historic and unprecedented. And of course, we have a new all-time high for the gold price, and we're in a proper bull market for gold. For many years, you and I have been talking about sort of the logic and the strategy behind gold mining. And the strategy behind gold mining was very simple, that we were very aggressively acquiring resource stage gold projects, gold in the ground, for close to a decade during the most recent bear market. And the view always was that when the market turns, we will attract world-class team, world-class investors. And by no means do I want to take away from the team that we, of course, had at GoldMining. We had an exceptional team at GoldMining that executed for 10 years, but the team had to grow in order for the company to do new, exciting things. And of course, one thing that we announced earlier this year was the creation of Gold Royalty Corp. And we were in a very unique position to do this, because if you think about it, we have 14 projects. With the 14 projects, we're very diversified. We're in 5 different countries. And the total gold resources on a gold equivalent basis is over 31 million ounces of gold equivalent resources in all categories. Please visit our website at www.goldmining.com for all the 43-101 reports. Having said that, no other junior company has this many projects and this many ounces. And now you're entering a bull market. So our view was, we're going to develop this portfolio, we're going to de-risk, we're going to do more work so the market sees the development path forward. However, we witnessed something incredible. The royalty and streaming companies in the gold sector trading at even better multiples than the producers. You know, you look at a company like Silver Wheaton or Wheaton Precious Metals now, you know, it was spun out of Goldcorp. It was basically a royalty company spun out of Goldcorp, and you know, today ended up having a much bigger market cap than Goldcorp would have had, right? And so the streaming royalty companies really benefit from very high market multiples. And we thought, you know what? Why don't we underwrite and create new royalties on our existing portfolio, especially because many of our projects didn't have pre-existing royalties or had small pre-existing royalties. And so by doing so, we were able, in a very competitive landscape, the royalty landscape for precious metal companies is very competitive.
Oh, yeah.
But overnight, we were able to create 14 of our own royalties on our own assets. And that created such a big opportunity that it attracted a world-class team, led by David Garofalo. Ian Telfer is the former CEO and chairman of Goldcorp, that last year, they completed the biggest M&A transaction with Newmont in the history of the gold sector, a $32 billion transaction that was the deal between Goldcorp and Newmont. And, you know, both David and Ian have a tremendously long track record in the gold mining sector and the royalty and streaming sector. Ian Telfer is really the father of the streaming model and industry when he formed Silver Wheaton, now Wheaton Precious, out of Goldcorp. And From there, Johan, it's been exciting because we've continued to attract some of the best people in the mining industry. We've attracted Warren Gilman, who manages investments out of Hong Kong, backed by billionaires, including Li Ka-shing, one of the wealthiest people in Asia. John Griffith, who ran mining investment banking for Bank of America, one of the biggest bankers in the sector for metals and mining.
And they say $3,000 gold.
And they're the ones that say $3,000 gold. We've had Alistair Still join our company at GoldMining as Chief Development Officer and also Head of Technical Services for Gold Royalty, playing a dual role. Alistair was just up until recently Director of Corporate Development at Newmont. Prior to that at Goldcorp. He's built mines, he's operated mines. So now what you have is you truly have an exceptionally large resource base. We always knew gold mining had a large resource base, but some of these projects at $1,200 gold didn't make as much sense to develop. At $1,900 gold, they all make sense to develop. And to develop, we needed to increase the size of our team. We've done that with, again, a group of individuals formerly from Goldcorp and Newmont and Bank of America who have joined us not only to advance gold mining, but also the creation of Gold Royalty. And Gold Royalty today is 100% owned by gold mining. So you truly have two companies inside of one, two companies for the price of one. And that, Johan, I know you've done 31 interviews today, but I bet you there isn't a single company you've interviewed today that has such a value proposition. And such a team and this many resources, okay? So you're laughing because you know it's true.
Well, let's say I'm neutral, but I know what you mean. I know why I'm a shareholder in your company. But what is even more for me important now, because I really love your business model. It's absolutely outstanding because nobody has done that. Meaning the last 10 years you have assembled, now you have the team. And for me, it looks like now you have the team to start harvesting. Because now gold is $1,900, soon over $2,000. Yeah, silver will go to $30-40, no doubt. Copper, I see it over $4, and you have the right metals. So the point for me is now, when will we see, let's say, the first corporate action? Maybe, or have you been approached already for one of the projects?
We've had tremendous interest over the last 6 months with the rising gold price environment. Every producer, major or intermediate or small, is scrambling right now to look for a pipeline of opportunities to develop. Because as we both know, the gold mining sector has underinvested in exploration and development during the bear market. And so this last 6 months with the rise in gold price, we've seen excellent quarters for the producers in terms of cash flow, record production, record number of cells, etc.
Yeah, like Newmont, Agnico, that was great what they brought out, right?
That's it. But I think you interviewed David Garofalo, who's joined us to be CEO and chairman of Gold Royalty, and he was the CEO of Goldcorp, a major gold producer, until last year's merger with Newmont. And I think he said in your interview very nicely, he said every day that a gold producer mines an ounce of gold, it dies a little bit. What that means is that, this is a depleting industry. You keep mining gold and selling it at record prices, but your deposits are getting smaller. And we have a decade of underinvestment. So naturally, the next chapter in this new bull market is going to be a chapter around consolidation, around producers looking for building out their development pipeline, looking for resources in the ground. So we think we're ideally positioned for this next chapter in what's going to happen in the gold sector, number one. Number two, yes, we've had much more interest in various projects that we have in our portfolio with the breakout in the gold price. But at the same time, we're also in a position where we're a debt-free company. We own the assets 100%, and we have the luxury to be able to carefully and patiently unlock value. One of the biggest things that's going to help unlock value for gold mining this year, or maybe next year, hopefully soon, is daylighting value for Gold Royalty. Gold Royalty is a very valuable concept. Again, the royalties that we've underwritten, we may want to explore options of perhaps doing an IPO for Gold Royalty. Again, Gold Royalty currently is 100% owned by gold mining. And so instead of just taking specific project level action, by potentially daylighting value for Gold Royalty, we capture a value relating for all of our assets and portfolio. At the same time, with the team that we have now, Alistair still joining us from Newmont and Goldcorp to head up our development efforts. We're evaluating what is going to happen at each project. Maybe some projects will joint venture, some we may sell, some we'll develop ourselves. But the point is, we have lots of projects here, and we have more interested parties, I think, than ever before that are looking for resource stage projects. Again, remember, we didn't buy grassroots projects, right? We didn't buy projects that are at discovery phase. We have resource stage projects, some of which had a historic economic study or even a historic feasibility study. So all of that means that these are projects that you can develop faster. Hence, for counterparties that are looking for near-term production opportunities, these are excellent fit.
Yeah, and which makes them even more valuable then, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. Last question. You,
Johan, what do you mean last question? We're just getting started.
You're already at 11 minutes, my friend. No, but last question here also from my side. You did a listing on the NYSE, which is something, making gold mining even more valuable, even more liquid, I would say. So how did that turn out the last weeks for you?
Well, I think at every point in our development as a company, we want to continue to improve every aspect of our business. We want to improve the depth and experience of our team. We talked about that. We want to look for new acquisition opportunities. We did that earlier this year, as you know, with the Almaden project in Idaho, Yarro Malucho in Colombia. We've added to the portfolio. And then from a capital markets point of view, we want to continue to show that we're reaching new milestones. And so, of course, we are already listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange in Canada. In the US, just recently, we graduated to the NYSE American Exchange. Our new ticker symbol there is GLDG. This will certainly, be, in my opinion, be serving us well, because you have a situation now where the broader market in the US, generalist investors in the US, are interested in gold. You saw the announcement that even Warren Buffett had taken a stake in Barrick Gold. He was always against investing in gold. So you have a shift. You have a shift in the attitude towards investor mindset towards gold. And so having a major listing is going to definitely help long term. I think at the same time, it'll be interesting to see, with the increase in share price and volume for gold mining, whether we start getting added to some of the indexes that are out there. We're currently not part of any gold or precious metal indexes, and there's many of them out there now. And I think the increased volume, share price, and senior US listing, all of that could have the positive sort of effects there. But I think, as you know very well, despite that, we've managed to build a very strong shareholder base, right? Names like Sprott, Extract, Ruffer, Marin Katusa's KCR fund, IM Gold, who's an intermediate gold producer. These are all existing shareholders of the company. And Johan, the reason why these shareholders, even without a senior listing, I think always believed in our story, is a value. Even today, with our total resource base, we're trading at less than $15 an ounce in the ground. I think it's almost $14 an ounce for resource in the ground. That is the cheapest of any TSX-listed gold company that's pre-production out there right now. So there's fundamental value. There's the fact that you're getting two companies for one. You have a world-class management team, but the management team has skin in the game. As you know, I'm the largest shareholder of the company, individual shareholder of the company. As you know, the last time we issued stock or diluted to raise money was 2016, 4 years ago. And we still have over $7 million of cash. We truly, when we say we are cost conscious, we run a company, we're aligned with shareholders. Every company can say they're aligned with shareholders. But again, you've interviewed 31 companies today. How many of them haven't raised money in 4 years as far as pre-production companies go?
Not one.
You know? Okay. So again, we truly have been very sensitive to keeping, or in fact, eliminating dilution, running the company very tight, being very aligned with shareholders. And that's why we already have, I think, a very impressive roster of shareholders, new shareholders that are finding our company as one of the best ways to have exposure to gold. And year to date, you've seen the company has performed very well. In a rising gold market environment, it's one of the better performing, best performing gold stocks. And yet it is still trading at less than $15 for gold resource in the ground. And that's for gold only. As you said, we have lots of copper, we have lots of silver as co-products at various projects where we have polymetallic projects. So I just, and look, it's taken us 10 years to get to this point. So this is definitely not some kind of overnight situation. We've been patiently building, patiently accumulating, and I think we're in the very early stages of a period of time which will reward the various positive attributes that gold mining has built over the last decade.
Absolutely. Perfect. I fully agree with you, Amir. And yeah, thank you very much for the interview. We are coming now really to the time limit. And I wish you all the best. And
Thank you,
you have assembled it perfectly. And yeah, I hope that we can see us personally 2021 again. And please stay healthy.
Okay. Thank you, Johan. My pleasure. And see you soon.
Definitely. Thank you very much, Amir. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Amir Adnani from GoldMining for Precious Metals Summit Europe. And yeah, you heard it. They are doing a really great job. First, they have assembled. Now they have the team to really execute. And 2021 is the year of harvesting. So check out the company. Thanks for watching us and bye-bye from Switzerland.